Welcome to Short Stack Director's Cut, where my classmates tried their hand at recreating famous scenes from famous films. Don't go away, because Director's Cut starts now. I'm your host, Theodore Fernandez, and I'm being joined on set now by Jazleen Alagh, who I can only assume is here to break down the upcoming NFL playoffs.
If I was here to talk about sports, I would be wearing a Josh Allen jersey. So that's not what we're doing here. We're talking about movies.
So why am I on set? Like, what's going on here? Can you help us out?
So we're talking about movies, you know? It's a director's cut. It's a director. Movies.
So I'm like the director of the movie, or
no?
what?
You're the host of the show where we talk about how we directed movies.
Oh, okay. So you guys did a project, you're saying?
Yeah.
Can you give us some details into
So me and a few of our classmates, we spent some time choosing a scene to recreate a scene that we liked from a movie that we liked, and we recreated it shot for shot, frame for frame, line for line, basically. In tribute to the movie.
Interesting. So, which movie did you do?
So I chose Mean Girls.
Being a very mean girl with the way you're speaking to me right now. What scene from this movie did you choose to do?
So one of my favorite scenes from Mean Girls is the phone call scene. It's pretty iconic. It's been used in popular culture a lot and mentioned a lot. It's a very popular scene. So I thought that would be just the best scene for me to recreate to pay tribute to the movie.
Okay, well, I'm intrigued now. Let's take a look at what your scene looks like. Let's roll the tape.
Gretchen thinks you're mad at her because she's running for Spring Fling Queen.
Oh my god, I'm not mad at her. I'm worried about her. I think somebody nominated her as a joke or something. I mean, when nobody votes for her, she's gonna have a total meltdown. And who's gonna have to deal with her? Me.
So you don't think anyone will vote for her?
Katie, she's not pretty. I mean, that sounds bad, but whatever. The Spring Fling Queen is always pretty. I mean, the crazy thing is it should be Karen, but people forget about her because she's such a... Anyway, I gotta go. I'm going to bed.
Well, she's not mad at you.
Hold on.
Are you okay?
Hello?
If someone said something bad about you, you'd want me to tell you, right?
No.
What if it was someone you thought was your friend?
What are you? Oh, hold on. Other line.
I'm not taking this anymore.
Good for you, Gretchen.
Hello?
Let's go out.
Okay, hold on. I'm on the other line with Gretchen.
Don't invite Gretchen. She's driving me nuts.
Hold on.
Okay, hurry up.
It's Regina. She wants to hang out with me tonight, but she told me not to tell you.
Do not hang out with her.
Why?
You don't want me to tell you.
Oh, you can tell me. Hold on. Oh my god, she's so annoying.
Who is?
Who is this?
Gretchen?
Right. Hold on. Oh my god, she's so annoying.
I know, just get rid of her.
Okay, what is it?
Regina says everyone hates you because you're such a...
She said that?
You didn't hear it from me.
Little harsh, Gretch.
Ugh, whatever, she has a right to know.
I can't hang out. I'm sick.
Boo, you.
So now that we've seen what you did, why don't you walk us through your editing process for that?
So the editing was pretty extensive for this project just because there were 4 different people talking at 4 different times. So I had to do a bunch of things in Premiere. I had to add borders to every single individual clip and make sure they moved perfectly. It was a lot of YouTube tutorial watching, and it took me, I think, 15 or 16 hours to get the final result.
So you really dedicated yourself
Yeah,
to doing that.
it was several days where I wasn't talking to anyone. It was blackout. I was just working.
That sounds like a lot of work for sure. Now, aside from the actual editing, what would you say your biggest problem with getting this done was in general?
Well, so even though I was very dedicated to it, it was very difficult. I have to film for several hours with each individual actor. So that's countless hours of filming, and I had to make sure that they were paced perfectly, because if any one person was off, it would throw off the entire dialogue scene, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't mesh well together. So that was something that I really had to look forward and look at meticulously.
Very interesting. Well, thank you for coming on, Jazleen.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to speak with you. And now when we return, we're going to be sticking with the high school girl movie trope, so don't go anywhere.
5 million gallons of waste are dumped into the ocean yearly, damaging the environment. 1 million marine animals die yearly from sea pollution, and 8 million tons of plastics enter our oceans every year. Sea pollution doesn't only affect sea animals, it affects us humans as well. Clear Blue Sea is a non-profit organization that helps fight pollution. They use AI-controlled boats with nets to collect trash. If you want to get involved today, you can.
Guest now in the studio. I'm being joined by Jasira Gay. Jasira, how's it going?
I'm feeling pretty good. I love talking about films. I love the art of film, and I just really love reviewing them in general, so I'm really good.
Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, Jasira's here because she also recreated a scene from the film. Elaborate on what you did.
So I recreated a film called The Edge of 17. It's about this girl, Nadine, and like her life. And it also talks about like how she's kind of coming in within herself, the edge of 17. And it's like a lot of ups and downs for her. She goes through a lot and stuff like that. She's still coping with like missing her father and then still being with her mother, and her mom's not really nice to her, and just going through a lot of stuff in the process of it.
So if my math skills are correct, this girl's 16 years old?
Let's just.
Yes, okay, Edge of 17 equals 16, good to know. Now, I've heard enough though. Let's take a look at what Jasira did.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta talk to you about some homework. I didn't need to talk about homework. I lied. You enjoying my company?
You're a barrel of monkeys.
You never told me if you have a wife. You should date my mother. Her last boyfriend turned out to be an internet perv. She's very, very fragile. Who'll save me? Men like that, right, though? Because at the end of the day, they all just want to be a hero. Everyone just wants to feel important in life. The thing is, no matter how important they are, there's always going to be someone more important. People get so uptight about that. It's like, oh God, they're better than me. But, oh God, people don't realize importance is it's confidence. The most confident person in the room wins every single time. Doesn't matter if it's real, doesn't matter if they're pulling it straight out of their ass. People are dumb. They don't know the difference.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you the real reason why I'm having lunch with you today.
All right, so now that we've seen it, first things first, what would you say your biggest challenge was with this project?
I really think that the biggest challenge was trying to schedule it all. It was a pretty easy set, it was just like one room and stuff like that, but I think what I wanted to do originally was like this whole concept of like us actually shooting during lunchtime and stuff like that. And then after that, it became this whole thing of trying to find people, and then after that, trying to make sure that people came on time, make sure that it was right and the timing was right, kind of matching it, but also like making sure that people were there, because my actor got sick one time, then Mr. Leo couldn't make it. So there was just a lot of timing that could have just been worked out. So I feel like that was my challenge.
Certainly sounds like a lot of work made by both you and Jazleen, who we just had in the chair.
Yeah.
But with that being said, would you be down to do something like this again?
Honestly, I would love to do this again. I feel like this wasn't my best, but I feel like that was like low, and I feel like I can redeem myself in like a better project. But also I feel like I can just expand more, maybe do some more visually compelling scenes and stuff like that, and catch the eye.
So really like take it up a notch.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that, Jasira, and best of luck in your future movie-making endeavors.
God bless.
Now, I think I speak for everyone. I say I'm a little sick and tired of hearing all these movies involving, the high school girls. When we return, we're gonna break down one of my all-time favorite movies, different theme. You won't want to miss it.
Nature is a beautiful thing, but us humans have been ruining our planet. It is safe to say that without trees, humans would not be alive. Deforestation is a problem all over the world, and we need to find an alternative method. We need help. New York State Forest Action Plan is planning on restoring our forests. This organization is planning on completing their plan in 10 years. Do your part by helping stop deforestation. Visit dec.ny.gov today.
Welcome back to Director's Cut. I'm still Theodore Fernandez, and no, we are still not talking about sports. That's okay though, because now we're discussing my second favorite topic. It's history time. John, tell us about your movie that you did.
Yeah, I chose Inglourious Basterds. It takes place during World War II. I think it's pretty good.
I do too.
Yeah, because I'm a bit biased towards the fact that it's a history-based movie, and that's probably my favorite subject when it comes to education.
Yeah, right with you here, John. Absolutely love anything history related. Give us some context, about your movie as to what's happening, about your scene kind of.
So in the scene, there's this officer of a group whose name I can't really mention.
Yeah.
And he's interrogating this French guy because he's suspected of hiding people under the floorboards of his house. Fun fact, I wasn't originally planning to do this movie.
Really? Why not?
Because I couldn't really find enough people, and by the time I actually decided to film it, I was on a major time crunch, so I was like, you know what, I'm scrapping this idea, I'm going to choose a new one.
So you basically switched to this last minute, and you're still able to put together
the fact that I've shot and edited, of course it was past the deadline, but I still finished it somehow.
Yeah, certainly. It's still good that you finished it. And now let's actually take a look at what you were able to do in your recreation. Let's roll the tape here.
Consequently, a German soldier conducts a search of a house that is suspected of hiding Jews. Where does the hawk suspect to look? The barn, the attic, the cellar. He suspects to look where he would hide. And the Fuhrer brought me out of my absence from Austria today and placed me in French cow country because I am aware of the feats that human beings are capable of once they men in dignity. Would you mind if I smoke my pipe as well?
Sure, go ahead. Make yourself home.
Now, my job dictates that I must have my men into your home to conduct a thorough search to officially cross your family's name off my list. Now, if there appears to be any irregularities, rest assured there will be. Unless you have something you need to tell me that would make conducting a search unnecessary. I might add also that any information that makes the performance of my duties here would not be enough to punish it. And quite the contrary will be met with reward. That reward will be your family will cease to be harassed by the German military during the rest of our occupation of your country.
That's certainly a film that many people know and have heard of. John, why don't you walk us through some of the other struggles, because you brought up some of them earlier. Walk us through some other stuff you tried with.
Like I said earlier, some of the struggles I faced were I did last minute, so I was on a major time crunch. And I couldn't really find that many people, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to appear in it. I'm going to wing it. It'll hurt the final quality, but you know what? You just have to do with what you have. And because I really couldn't find that many people. And I also tried to do a German accent, which didn't sound that well. Yeah,
look, I was a fan of the project. German accent might not be your thing, but I applaud the effort. All that aside, would you have any interest in doing something like this again?
No, I would not. This was not a fun project.
Wow, a resounding answer from John Murphy. I think we have our first non-filmmaker of the project, but I think we still got a solid project out of it, and thank you for your time, John.
Thank you.
Now, look, I love talking World War II with you. We've gotten 3 scenes down, but we still have 1 to go, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.
In the U.S. alone, someone is killed by a drunk driver every 45 minutes. Everyone knows you should not drink and drive, but people do it anyways. 1 in 10 teens in high school drinks and drives. Drunk driving can be prevented. You can assign a designated driver when you go out, or you can call an Uber. SAD is an organization whose goal is to prevent teens from partaking in destructive activities. You can go to their website, www.sad.org.
Final segment of Director's Cut, here we go. Our last scene was made by the one and only Brooke Holzhauer. Brooke, what sports film did you recreate for me?
Unfortunately, I did not recreate a sports film for you. I'm not really into sports, so sorry about that. But
all right, well, this is officially depressing. I've hosted a whole show. No sports movies for me to break down. Please at least tell me we're in store for something good here.
Yes, you're definitely in store for something good. I tried really hard on this, and I think that you guys will like it.
Now, what movie did you break down? Give some details on that.
Yes. I did the movie Secret Window. It stars Johnny Depp, and it's a good movie. I actually haven't watched the full thing, believe it or not, because I don't know why. I just couldn't finish it. But basically, in this scene that I recreated, him and this like sheriff country looking guy known as Mr. Shooter, they have a little controversy, and you guys see it. And yeah, I just felt like it was simple enough, but also it definitely was hard when it came to recreating it. So.
Okay, so you're telling me this guy's named Mr. Shooter.
Yes.
I think I like him already. I'm definitely rooting for this guy in the scene. I'm very intrigued now. So let's see actually how your scene did come out.
You read it?
I did.
I imagine it rang a bell, didn't it?
Oh, it certainly did. When did you write it?
I thought you'd ask that.
Well, sure, it's the whole point, isn't it? Two writers show up with the same story. It's all about who wrote the words first. Wouldn't you say that's true?
I suppose I would. I suppose that's why I come up all this way from Mississippi. I wrote it 7 years ago in 1997. How'd you get it? That's really what I want to know. How did a big money scribbling like you get down to my little splat of a town in Mississippi and steal my story?
Oh, drop it.
Drop it? What in the hell do you mean, drop it?
You said you wrote your story in 1997? I wrote mine late 94, and it was first published in a magazine in June 1995. Nice try, Mr. Shooter, but I beat you by 2 years, okay? So if anyone has the right to teach you about plagiarism here, it's me.
You lie!
No, I don't!
Prove it!
I don't have to prove a thing to you, okay? Go look for yourself. Ellery Queen's Mystery Magazine, June 1995.
And how am I supposed to find that?
That's not my problem.
Am I supposed to drive down to Riverdale, New York, and ask your wife Amy for it? I read it on your book jacket.
That's not my house, that's hers.
What the hell does that mean?
What do you think it means, you ignorant hick? I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. D-I-V-O-R-C-E, divorce.
You strike me as the kind of guy who's looking for a head he can knock off with a shovel. Well, what you don't seem to understand is if we start to fight, it's not going to end until one or the other of us is dead. Hold your water, just getting my smokes.
I don't smoke.
I'll give you 3 days. You call up your ex, get her to send you the magazine with your story in it, if there is such a magazine, and I'll be back.
If I show it to you, will you promise to go back to wherever you came from and leave me alone?
3 days.
Okay, Mr. Shooter is a savage, played by Mr. Ciccone in that scene, making his acting debut there. Brooke, how was it getting to boss around your teacher?
It was fantastic. I would 100% do it again. He was actually really good. He remembered most of his lines. Of course, we had to do multiple takes on certain things, but that was with the other guy too, who is Eddie McCarthy. He used to be a student here and actually knows Mr. C. He was in the program. But yeah, so it was really fun to boss him around, and it went pretty smoothly. So.
Think he's gonna take any points off the project for how you treated him during acting?
No, I don't think so. I hope not, because he didn't do terrible, so yeah.
You're just saying that now to try and raise your grade.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So that's actually going to do it for this year's edition of Director's Cut. I hope you all had fun watching my classmates' filmmaking. I sure did. And along with the great acting by many of our WVHS students and staff. Special treat for all of you now. We're going to close the show out with our first ever blooper reel, so enjoy. For WVTV, I'm Theodore Fernandez.
Hey! Are you recording that?
Right on set.
Whoa!
Right? Whoa!
Right?
And ask your wife, Amy, for it, and my phone.
Whatever. Spring Fling Queen is always pretty. And with the crazies.
Looking gazing into you, baby.
Oh boy. A pleasure, sir.
Hello? I can't find stuff.
Are you kidding me?
Guy who's looking for somebody who can knock his head off with a shovel. You're laughing at me. The kind of guy who's looking for.
Now rapid fire? Yeah, do it. Gretchen thinks you're mad at her because she's running for Spring Fling Queen. You don't think anyone will vote for her? Well, she's not mad at you. Are you okay? Good for you, Gretch. Little harsh, Gretch.